Hi, my name is Danielle Coon. I am the Director of Faith Formation here at St. John the Baptist, which means I run RCIA, religious education, and youth group. So I've only been working here at St. John's for a year. I started mid-May of last year, right after I got out of grad school, where I was studying for my master's in philosophy up at Colorado State University. So as I was finishing up my last semester of grad school, what I wanted to do was teach theology. And for a while, my plan had been to teach at Holy Family High School. I wanted to teach theology there. And I kind of had something lined up, but then things happened with the school where they weren't going to be hiring anymore. And then I was going to be working for a Catholic middle school teaching theology. And I was moving forward with that plan when Father Umberto gave me a call and offered me the job here. And when he said I'd be in charge of RCIA, youth group, and religious education, I was like, this is my dream job. I get to teach theology to all age groups, which for me is awesome because I love getting to work with the little kids because they have such joy and everything is so new to them. With the youth group, that's such a fun age group because they're starting to develop their own ideas and thoughts and more of an independent personality, and they're starting to question things, which I love. And I have to say RCIA is probably my favorite because you get the greatest questions and the best discussion. I love working with people who are coming from outside the Catholic faith and learning about the Catholic faith because they see questions and have challenges in areas that people who have been Catholic all their life don't even think to challenge or question. You kind of see how someone learns it who's never experienced it before, so they're learning with completely fresh eyes, a fresh perspective. So you get a lot of great discussions. I love great discussions about theology. That's why I wanted to teach it. So yeah, I said yes to Father Umberto. It's been a lot of learning. Obviously, there's no school or preparation course for how to be a church faith formation director. There's no how to be a director of religious education class that I've taken before I took this job. So it's been a lot of learning, and it will continue to be a lot of learning. And that's awesome because I get to keep improving. So yeah, obviously we are living in unprecedented times. For youth group, we're not quite sure what changes are going to look like. We're kind of waiting to make that call until we get closer to September. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting to see. For religious education, this year it's going to be completely distance learning. And we've created a program where the kids learn at home, but then the parents come in to church once a month to receive formation of their own. That way we have time to equip parents with the knowledge and skills to then go home to their families and be able to be confident in forming the faith of their own children. For the kids, as well as lessons created by us, we have online courses that have been created by the Augustine Institute, which they will be able to be enrolled in different courses depending on their age group and what year they are and preparing for their sacraments. The kids will be doing those specific online courses and then a mixture of our own created lessons for them, led by their parents. It's not just supposed to be the kids going off on the computer and doing their RE by themselves. It's really supposed to be something that parents do with their children. Parents are called to be the first and foremost educators of their kids in the faith. And this is a role that is so, so important. And there are a lot of parents that are a little uncomfortable with it. And that's why we want to have this parent formation, so that parents can be more confident in being that primary educator of the faith for their kids. And then RCIA is going to look the same. So we're still going to have classes here in person. They'll be in Benedict Hall so we can social distance more, but RCIA will continue like normal. I'm super excited. If you would like to sign up for religious education or RCIA, both of those things can be done completely online. RCIA is free, so you don't even have to worry about payment there. And religious education, the payment can also be done online. If you would like to sign up for religious education, you can go to our website, which we can have linked below. If you go to that page, you can just click register, and if you go through the form, a link will pop up at the end that allows you to click on it to do payment online too. So we've made it super easy this year, so no one has to come into the church. You can do it totally socially distanced. And then RCIA you can also find on our website under the Becoming Catholic page. Well, without my faith formation, without the education that I have in the faith, I would not still be Catholic. When I was growing up, I was always a kid that wanted to ask why to everything. So I always wanted to know the why behind different aspects of my Catholic faith. I wanted to make sure there were good reasons, because if there weren't, I didn't want to be doing them. And throughout my life, I was always impressed by the fact that there was always an answer to my why. There was never something that was done for no reason. And that happened so often that the Catholic Church gained my utter confidence and respect, because they kept having answers to all of my questions. Like everybody, I went through various trials in my faith, things that challenged it and tested it. And if I had not had that faith formation, I would have lost my faith. That I know for sure. And I think that happens for a lot of kids. They get to high school or college, their faith is challenged and tested, and unless they have answers to those why questions, unless they have a formation in the faith and they really know their theology, not just surface level can answer memorized questions, but really know it and understand the whys, you lose that faith. If you don't know why you're doing something, of course it's not going to make any sense when someone challenges you on it. You need to have a reason behind going to Mass every Sunday, and behind going to confession, and behind all the different moral values you uphold in your life. If you don't know the reason that you do those things or you hold those values, when they're challenged, you'll give them up. And I see that all the time with so many of my friends from high school and college. It's frustrating to see people leaving the faith for a question that they thought of that has such a simple answer if that person would just look for it, or if that person just knew it. People leave Catholicism because they're mad about priests, or they're mad about the sacraments. They don't understand our notions of faith and works. They don't understand why we don't allow women priests, why we have the morality about marriage that we do. And it's frustrating because there are really good reasons and explanations and answers and deep theology behind all of these things. But so often people leave the church just because they don't know it. They think of a question that challenges the church, think that they're the first person that asked that question, assume that there must not be a good answer. It's hard because there are really good answers, but you have to look for it. You have to work to know it. My favorite quirky thing about Father Umberto is his obsession with protein. I remember one of my first days here, he went out to lunch with myself and Father Daniel. We went to a taco place, and Father Daniel and I had picked out like that what we were going to get from the menu. But we had to wait for a while for Father Umberto because he had to ask the waitress about how much protein was in the different menu items that he was considering. And in the end, he ordered extra tacos with meat just so he could have enough protein. When he goes to staff meetings, he's always got like jerky or nuts, or I think he had like barbecued chickpeas one time or something like that. Always a high protein snack. And then if he ever orders anything from Starbucks, it's like a full fat latte. Yeah, that cracks me up. My favorite thing about Father Daniel is his residual boulderiteness. If you look closely, although he's a Catholic priest and his values are very antithetical to most of those people in Boulder, if you look closely, you can see the remnants of Boulder all over him in his beet smoothies, and he drinks a lot of seltzer waters. He has a fridge in his office that is only seltzer waters, mostly seltzer waters, which is a great thing because he lets me have a seltzer whenever I want. My favorite saint. I always feel kind of like I'm betraying my confirmation saint, who's Saint Faustina, but my favorite saint is Saint Augustine. I love his writing, I love his theology, I love his philosophy, and I love his struggles. He has a great conversion story. His book, The Confessions, was actually the first autobiography ever written. Yeah, I've just always really, really loved him. One of my favorite quotes from him is, "Lord, in my deepest wound, I saw your glory and it dazzled me." I love that. Yeah. If you know anyone who wants to sign up for RCIA or RE, send them to me or send them to our website. And I also want to say for RCIA, even if you're already Catholic, you've been Catholic all your life, if you feel like you don't know your faith, if you feel like when people ask you questions or challenge you on your faith, you don't know how to answer them, sign up for RCIA. Come learn about the absolutely beautiful, gorgeous theology, philosophy, and depth of knowledge that our faith has to offer. We have a good time, I have a good time, and we have a lot of great discussions. If you're someone who has had a lot of problems with the church, you have a lot of challenges, angry questions that you would like to throw at the Catholic Church, maybe some accusations, sign up for RCIA. You can throw out all of those accusations there, and I would love to hear them. Again, I love awesome theological discussions. So, sign up for RE, sign up for RCIA.